Leo, welcome to your mid-June 2021 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. So in a matter of days, there's going to be a solar eclipse at 19 degrees of Gemini. And this is happening on June 10th. I'm pretty sure that's going to be all over the world on June 10th, but I'm not 100% sure. But in that time frame, and for you, this is the 11th house, which is supposed to be a very lucky house. This can be a place where you are dreaming big, for things that you want to come true in the future. So certainly with the solar eclipse, as a powerful new moon energy catalyst for change, what kind of things would you like to bring into your reality? Especially since your solar return is coming up as well next month for some of you in August, and that will be another time of reflecting over the past year and dreaming for the future. So there could be something with your social circle affected as well, and maybe even new blood, new people coming into your life that can make a difference. It's like when I do these readings, it's like it's almost always like relationships. Okay, now these two cards came out. I don't know what it is. Maybe these cards are coming out together. So, since Leo likes to do everything bigger, okay. Oh, I just had the Hermit card flip over, but I don't think that's relevant since I stopped picking the cards. Do you? The heart of the matter is the Ace of Swords, and this is seeing something for what it truly is. This is that moment of clarity that can lead you to, take steps in a new direction based on, understanding what you're dealing with in life, in a certain situation in life, or maybe in some cases it can be just your life in general, that if you have been confused about what to do, that you feel that you have more clarity on how to proceed. And the reason that this is significant is because you're someone who may be trying to, leave a situation behind, but you're not quite sure if you should. If it's really that bad, you might minimize it and say, oh, I'm just exaggerating. In the past position, we have the Five of Wands, and this can be a card that is combative energy, where people are not seeing eye to eye on something, and that is creating a lot of conflict. And so this might be a situation where you're understanding that finally, because it's a fire energy, the Five of Wands. You're a fire sign. I'm a Sag. Aries is a fire sign. And fire signs, sometimes life can seem dull if there's not a little bit of spicy this going on. If everything is too staid, too like kind of placid or mellow, you might feel like something's wrong, like what's going on here? There must be something wrong, when in fact it's simply that you are in a peaceful situation. Conflict is obviously part of life, but if it's too frequent, that can indicate that you're in a relationship that is very toxic, and that something needs to be done about that. You might have to leave a situation that you have been invested in, and understand the difference between passion and drama. Passion, if you share passion with your partner, you're going to kind of like survive the difficult times. And it doesn't even have to be that you sit down and you agree on something. You just know that you're connected at a deep level to this life's journey. And it's not even something that you have to question. But there are some relationships where it's like the two people rub each other the wrong way. And they may have great physical chemistry, and that might be something that overshadows all of this. And you think, well, why is this happening? I mean, after all, I'm so attracted to this person physically, and it's like not understanding that that's not enough. There's no way that's enough. And the higher message here, we have two cards. One is the Queen of Wands, which I always associate with your sign. And really, to me, as a spiritual message, is becoming that royalty, becoming that person who has a sense of dignity, a sense of a sense of worthiness, and that anyone who tries to instigate drama in your life, you're going to be naturally very suspicious of that person. You're not going to think that what that person is doing is okay, and just kind of gloss over it. And then we have the Ace of Cups. And basically, as a spiritual message, it's saying if you're involved with someone and you're just like having all of this these negative interactions, it's blocking you from true love. And you can't find that person until you are willing to see your situation for what it truly is. I've been getting this message more than once, and what I think, because I'm trying to like tie it to like all of what we have experienced, the trauma that we've experienced in the past year plus. And what is happening right now is we're in a transitional phase throughout the world. Not every country is the same, and my heart goes out to those of you who are still experiencing extreme control in your reality, where you're not resonating with what I'm saying here, but you will get to that point sooner or later where you do have decisions that you have to make. So, for instance, one of the big decisions is whether or not to work from home or to work in a hybrid situation or in the office. If you're working, obviously, if you work for yourself, this is not an issue, but for a lot of people, they're working for others, and this is an issue. Some people are like, I don't want to go back there. Some people do. Not everybody is the same. Some people are more social than others, and they do like certain aspects of being able to leave the home. And, with the Queen of Wands too, for some Cancer people, like if I look at a Leo person's chart and they have inner planets in Cancer, which, that wouldn't be very unusual, that can indicate, and also fourth house placements, that can indicate that the person is very rooted in the home and that they prefer that environment to the outside world, or the first 6 houses. If you have a lot of planets there, you just may have a greater interest in being, you might be more introverted and things like that. So you prefer that kind of environment. And the thing is that others, like, marriages and the equivalent type of relationships, they have been really put under the test in the past year, because then, of course, the situation with children, I think that has actually improved in many cases where children have had access to their parents more than they normally do. And that was something that I was very happy to see, because I think that the children benefited from it greatly. Now, there are other, areas where the children, I think, suffered. but and maybe continuing to suffer from. So I'm not saying that it's one versus the other, but the point is that you may have these issues coming up, and you have to be able to see the situation for what it is, even if your emotions get engaged and you want to push back and say no. You want to be in denial because it's hard, it's painful to see the truth of the situation. I did, 2 cards came up when I was picking the challenge cards. So we have the Judgment card and we have the Sun card. The Judgment card is a card of rebirth. It's a card of, maybe like the phoenix rising from the ashes. So it shows that people may have counted you down, but you were not out. But it is in the challenge position along with the Sun, which can be, this is your ruler, the Sun. In astrology, this is your ruler, and it deals with very positive things, including love, just like the Ace of Cups, love, children. And that might be an issue here with the Ace of Cups, with the Queen of Wands, with the Sun card. What do we do with the children? Fighting over the children for some reason. Not wanting to see something, now being able to see fully what is going on. Maybe there is parental, you and your partner are not on the same page with parenting. And if they are a narcissist, they might be even trying to pull you to their side, or pull the child to their side and kind of, what do you call that? Like put a wedge between you and the child. And you're finally seeing this. You didn't see it at the beginning. But this, in other cases, this may simply be that you're looking for love, but it's like looking for love in all the wrong places, the country song. And your judgment is off. A lot of times I say with Leo, do not lead with your loins. Oh, I just said that right now. I want to have that alliteration. Don't lead with your loins. Don't you have to really tune into whether you resonate with somebody on a deeper level than that. And that might be very difficult for you because you rule the house of pleasure. So pleasure is something, you're a pleasure seeker. And, this is not a morality, a lecture on morality that I'm giving you. It's just simply observing where that gets you when you do that, because it doesn't get you anywhere when you do something like that. It simply creates a situation where your relationship is very superficial. And if you're looking for a relationship that has depth to it, you have to transcend the physical. It's a no-brainer, but it bears repeating, obviously. 2 cards came out, or wait a minute, did they? Oh yeah, 2 cards came out for what's coming in. So Justice. That's why I'm saying this can be Libra, and maybe this is a person, and that was what the Ace of Swords was. But if it's getting to the bottom of something, if somebody has been starting trouble with you to obscure from what they're doing, then that might be the time when things get righted, when those wrongs get righted. But along with that, we have the 9 of Wands, the setting boundaries. So setting boundaries with someone. Now, whether this is a person that you are dealing with currently, maybe you're fighting over child custody or support or something like that, whatever is going on with you that this battle of the 5 of Wands is about, justice will be served. But also, on a personal note, with the 9 of Wands, you have to set boundaries. And this is especially important if you have a child with somebody and there is some kind of a conflict, and the law, there, there's a legal thing that has stepped in, that doesn't solve the problem of how you deal with that other person, because that other person may not even care about the issue that they are fighting. Like, let's say child custody, they're doing it to get you back, they're doing it to keep you on the line. If you have left someone, for instance, and they are doing everything they can to keep you in their life, even if it's in a negative way, you have to be able to see that. That's what the Ace of Swords is. You have to be able to see what you're working with, what you're dealing with. Because if you don't, you'll get sucked into it. And we're talking about energy vampire material here. Fire signs, like I said, we tend to love to have a cause. And that means that if it comes down to it, if we're willing to fight for something, and that's how they can suck us in. We cannot fight false battles. So if somebody is trying to suck you into a fight, you have to be cunning enough to see that and be able to not have it affect you. The outcome, I did pick an additional card because, the Seven of Wands is a card of a defensive posture. Now, I could have left it here. There's nothing wrong with this. And it's like standing your ground. It's like saying, no, you're not going to intimidate me. Maybe you were intimidated by somebody in your relationship with them and it's over with. You're like drawing a line in the sand, and that's a good thing. The reason I didn't want to end there is because it's kind of in that battle mode, and I wanted to pick an additional card. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of being independently, financially independent, being somebody who, this is a good money card for you as an individual. So if you are concerned about some kind of a legal matter where money is involved, it seems to bode well for you. But I think that it's a deeper situation too, because if you're someone who, let's say you are dealing with a partner and the issue of finances or even child support is coming about, and there is some concern about that, I feel like you can take care of the situation. So even if that other person drops the ball, you will be able to fulfill not only your end of the bargain, but to take care of your child properly. Or if you were trying to get money from another party, it's like you have it regardless. So you don't have to worry about anything in terms of like what is decided, because you are going to still rise to the top. So I hope that this resonated. Maybe it's not in the area that I mentioned, maybe it's some other area of life. If you would like a private reading, Leo, you can click on the link below. I offer a lot, mostly astrology readings. And thank you for watching. Have a great solar eclipse. This might be, having new dreams that you want to come true in the future. So that's always good. Take care. Bye.